all, there is a pimp theology. Don't be scared. Everybody say a pimp theology. Now, what does a pimp theology do? I'm glad you asked me. The pimp theology raises this question. What can you do for me? See, that's the fundamental question that every pimp wants to know. Come on here, somebody. And you got a lot of different kind of pimps. Oh, man, I feel your spirit in here. Y'all getting nervous. What can you do for me? And many of us become seduced by pimp theology. Some of us are coming into situations that our parents could have never dreamed of. We got resources and material blessings that we want to protect, and we end up allowing the pimp theology to move into our spirit. Or it may be that some of us are seduced by the prosperity gospel, which focuses on, watch this, the residue of the blessing of God instead of the actual blessing. Let me help you here. See, pimp theology has it all mixed up. Because it focuses on residual blessings rather than real blessing. Money cometh to me right now. Creflo Quarter wanted y'all to send him $65 million so he can have a nice new plane. Y'all ain't gonna help me now. Pimp theology. What can you do from me? And many people have that mentality even in church. I know. Well, I stopped going to that church because they weren't doing enough. Didn't have enough stuff going on for my children. Well, what did you volunteer to do while you were there? Come on here, somebody. This is the house of the Lord. This ain't daycare. Y'all ain't gonna help me preach in here today. What can you do? They want the church to watch the kids. Come on, somebody. To train the young folk. What can you do? Let me borrow money. What can you do for me? No, you are here to serve the Lord, not to get what the church can give to you. And so what pimp theology does, it focuses on the residue of the blessing instead of the actual blessing. What do I mean? Let me translate it here. See, one of the words for blessing in the Old Testament literally means the shoulder of God. In other words, blessing means to be near the presence and the power of God. Let me break it down like this. My grandmother, who's going on to be with the Lord, explained this to me in a unique way. She used to bake. And when she would bake a cake, this is what she would do. She would say, Talbert, come here. And she would pour the cake batter in the pan. Put the pan in the oven. And there was always a residue left over in the bowl. And she would say, Talbert, you can lick the residue, but don't eat too much of the residue, because the real blessing is in the oven. Some of y'all missed it. Some of you will get it when you go home. Touch somebody and tell them the real blessing is in the oven. And a lot of the theology we have today is residue theology, in which we're focused on houses and cars and clothes and material things. That's nothing but the residue. The real power is in the power and the presence of God. You gotta understand, the power and the presence of God is the blessing, because they can take the house. They can take the car. You can take the job. But if God is in my life, I'm still blessed. Sojourner Truth was blessed, but she didn't have a Bentley. Harriet Tubman didn't have a great house, but she was blessed because she had the power and the presence presence of the Most High God. Your grandma didn't have a lot of money, but she was blessed. And nowadays you have folk who have material things, but just as nutty as a fruitcake. Lunatics running around with money in their pocket, but in the nut house don't have any peace of mind. Sick all the time. You've got to understand that money can buy you material things, but money can't buy you love. Money can buy you the finest foods from the finest restaurant, but money can't give you an appetite. Money can buy you the best doctors at the best clinics and the best hospitals, but money cannot give you good health. That's the residue of the blessing. The problem with us is we get caught up in pimp theology. Pimp theology makes y'all say when praises go up, blessings come down. That's pimp theology. I don't want blessings to come down. I want the blesser to come down, because when the blesser comes down, he brings all the blessings with him, and the blessings are nothing but the residue. So we got pimp theology.